Hey everybody, it is Mike from Baltimore Rides here, wrapping up my Sunday, October 22nd. It's about 10 p.m. I finished a little bit later than I would have liked, but I made my goal, 19 trips, got my Quest goal in. Hang on a second, my throat's dry. Thank you. 19 trips. I did $115 in regular money today. Not a lot. Honestly, not a lot at all. But I did stumble upon a little hidden gem. If you want to get a lot of trips quickly, College Park, Silver Spring, Hyattsville is actually not a bad place to start. I ended up doing about 8 or 9 trips in a very short span of time, like 3 hours. 2-3 hours on my way into the city. Before I even got into the city, I just was stuck in that area with college students and people just bouncing around the bus stop, the train station. So it's not a bad area. They're all pool rides. They're all real cheap because they're all close to each other. But if you want to do a bunch of rides quick, that's actually the place to start. I got down into the city and it slowed down. So I might work Silver Spring, College Park, Bethesda, and just kind of work that outer loop on the Sundays for now on, because I was pretty steady most of the way through the day. So, of course, I got into the city and just ground it out, just kept grinding. Thank you to the folks that have been sending me messages. A couple people gave me some real good advice today. One guy was talking about some different hours that he works that might that enables him to kind of catch the airport business in DC, which is really a market that I haven't tapped into at all. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of not necessarily anti-airport, but I don't think it's worth the dollars and cents all the time. Between the waiting and the queue, which Reagan's queue is pretty quick, I will admit. Driving to the airport, driving out of the airport to take your customer wherever they're going, and then relocating yourself back to the airport. I don't know if I'm a fan of that. That might just be personal preference, but I feel like my time is more valuable. But that's very much subjective. I think everybody's got a very different opinion of that. And that's where, just kind of like everybody's got a different daily goal. Everybody's got a different weekly goal. It's based on your budget. It's based on what you expect to do, how many hours you expect to work, how hard you want to work. I do work hard. I'm not going to lie. You saw me, guys, a few months ago. I was doing airport rides, and I was doing 5 to 10 trips a day instead of the 20 to 30 that I'm doing a day now. Making comparable money, but I wasn't making it consistently. And that's the biggest frustration I have, is that consistency is the key. It's how I pay my bills, and it's how I measure myself. And a business model that relies on randomness, and I don't mean the normal randomness of Uber, where you don't know where your customer's going, but a business model that says, wait here, get in line, take a number, get in line, and then we're going to give you a ride, but we're not necessarily going to give you a ride that's profitable. That scares me. And, if I do city trips, I know I'm going to get quantity, not quality. There's going to be a couple quality rides sprinkled in. Most nights I get a couple long trips in there, out to the burbs. But I'm going to get a lot of trips that add up to, X number of dollars. And if you look at it, I did something like 90 trips this week, 65 of them in the past 3 days. So, 2/3 of my business was squeezed into these past 3 days. I finished the week, including my Quest, so including the Quest money that I just got, at $11.75. $11.75. Going into Friday, I had $310. Do that math. $800, guys. $800 in 3 days. So, 800 and change. I don't want to do it this way all the time. It's a stressful way to run your business when this is a tough week. I'm not going to lie, guys. And a lot of you guys have appreciated that. And I appreciate that you guys have noticed that I've been a little bit frazzled this week. It was the stupid side mirror. I lost a day of business. My Tuesday, Wednesday was kind of sluggish to begin with. And then, of course, that stupid side mirror issue on Thursday just really kind of felt like I was just up against a mountain. But hang on a second. I'm just going around this slow truck. But, the reality is, on most of the weeks that I've been driving in DC, and I've been doing this now for just about a month, I'm steadily doing $150 to $200 a night, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then when I'm getting my leftovers on Sunday. That business model works for me, guys. It works for me. It works for my body clock. It works for my family. And that's what matters, is that, I'm in a groove that's working. Do I want to maybe dabble a little bit with some different hours? Yeah, I'm always thinking about it. It's a risky gamble, though. It's a very risky gamble. Do you want to take that chance and, start at 9 p.m. instead of your usual 4 and stay later? It's possible. I don't know. I'm not at that point where I'm ready to make that gamble yet, but it's definitely something that I'm considering. And when I ask people what's your average, how much do you make a night, how many trips do you typically do, these are all things that I'm adding into that mental equation in my head. My Quest goal for the next 4 days, Monday through Thursday, is 70 trips, which is always my number. They will not back down on that number for me, for $95. So, am I going to push for it? I'm going to try. Am I going to cry myself to sleep if I don't get that one? No. Because I know at the end of the day, the weekend one is going to be, $150. They typically give out about $250 a week in Quest. So that's, I can kind of sorry, I got a frog in my throat. Let me get a peppermint. My throat has been dry. It's too stupid. I am an allergy sufferer, guys, if you didn't already know. And this time of year, my sinuses drip down the back of my throat all the time. I take Zyrtec like they're Tic Tacs. I take 2 to 3 a day. Yeah, I know. It says 1 a day. The level of allergic reaction that I have to pollen allergens is ridiculous. God cursed me with a gigantic nose that doesn't work. No joke. I'm allergic to everything. That stupid allergy test where they prick your arm with the 40 little different flavors of whatever. Everything. So, spring, summer, fall, I'm allergic. I get a little bit of a break in the wintertime, but I'm still allergic to the stuff indoors, like dust and dander and pet hair. Yes, I have pets, I know. But what gets me in the car is I'm cursed, because if I run the air conditioning and the recirculate, so I'm not really getting a lot of outside air, I'm just getting a little bit, then it dries me out, actually. It dries my eyes and it dries out my sinuses. If I am running it with the outside vent, so it's bringing in air from outside, then I get all the allergic reaction. And then if a woman gets in the car with a heavy amount of perfume, or a guy with a lot of cologne, I'm done. I am done. My eyes are watering by the time they get out of the car. And I got to do everything I can to just remain calm. So, completely sidetracked there, but, I'm coughing. I don't want to deviate too much from what works. There's a lot of risk-taking involved when you start switching things up. And I would like to experiment a little bit, but it's a huge gamble saying, hey, I'm going to shift my whole hours in a different direction, or even just like this gamble to drive in Baltimore the other night. Huge risk. Now, I'm not blaming that for the stupid side mirror. That would be petty. But it obviously was not a fruitful evening. I don't even think it would have been, because I was only at $40 at 9 o'clock when it happened, or 8 o'clock when it happened. So it was just, it was a bad call. I made a decision. It ended up turning out to be not a good one. It happens. I'm honest enough to admit that not everything I think of is great. And that's, that's kind of life, guys. But, this is a good week this is a lesson of perseverance. Sometimes you just have to get your ass back on the saddle, pardon my language, and just go back to work. And, as much as I was discouraged, you guys noticed it, I just got my butt back in the saddle. I went back to work Friday, got everything, got my butt rocking and rolling, and just positive attitude, fake it till you make it. And if you're not feeling positive, just pretend to be positive. And then eventually it just kicks in. It just kicks in and your whole mindset just changes and you're positive all of a sudden. Friday was kind of a little bit of a quiet start, and then all of a sudden I started having conversations with people, which started making me cheer up. Endorphins kicked in. I started feeling more positive. Today was great. Ton of good conversations with some people. Yesterday was great. So, sometimes it's just about kind of kickstarting yourself and getting yourself back on track. And that's really what it's about, guys. You can have a bad day. You can have a couple bad days. You can even have a bad week. But you got to get back up. Muhammad Ali, one of my favorite quotes he said of all time, and I may be getting it wrong, it's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get back up. And I'm sure it's not exactly word for word that, but it's an amazing quote. And it's very true to what we do in this type of a business, where there's things that we can't always predict. There's outcomes we can't always control. So thank you guys for all your well wishes. I'm gonna keep on rocking and rolling. Nothing stops me, guys. I am like just a train that just keeps on rolling down the tracks. Nothing stops me. And I may get a little bit bumpy every now and then. Stuff happens. It's part of life. Bumpy stuff happens in my life all the time. It just does. It's just how you react to it, how you respond, and how quickly you get back up, and you just get back to life that matters. So, but I do appreciate all of you guys, giving me the vote of confidence and patting me on the back and telling me that, keep doing what I'm doing and it's going to be okay. Because that stuff matters, guys. That stuff matters. And us having a circle of people that we can rely on and we can ask advice, or we can get a pep talk if we need one, that's really what helps keep you going in this very solitary industry. One of my friends that I've known now for quite some time, since I really just started driving Uber, her name's Maggie, and she's a great driver. She's really, really good. She's an Annapolis driver, so I hardly ever get to see her on the road. But we bump into each other every now and then in person, usually at those Uber meetings. But really, we text each other. Like every now and then she'll send me a text and tell me what's going on. And that's kind of how we keep in touch. And sometimes it's just something little like that makes all the difference, guys. Tony, he's another one. He texts me every now and then just to let me know how he's doing. Or, today he texted me just to kind of make sure I'm okay. And that's what this is about, guys. That's why I give my cell phone out to you guys, is because, if we don't network and we don't make connections with each other, then this job becomes very lonely. And we don't want that. We don't. Because our customers aren't going to be the ones that insulate us when we're feeling blue or we're having a bad week. And our family and friends don't necessarily understand what we're going through. So their point of reference is going to be difficult to empathize with us. But our fellow drivers, we can all correlate with each other. We can understand and we can appreciate when something stupid happens, or you're having a bad week, or your stupid side mirror gets broken by a customer. We can appreciate those things because we relate to that stuff. So that's a piece of this. me obviously sharing my successes and my failures is a part of it, but the networking piece for all of us is great. It really is. So all you guys, have a great night tonight. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. If you're still out on the road, be safe. I will be off tomorrow. Monday's my day off. I will be back on the road Tuesday, guys. Thank you so much. I have a couple homework assignments. I've got to go and check out somebody's Gridwise article. I want to go read it because he was interviewed just like I was, and I really want to see what insights they were able to pull out of him in his interview. And a couple other people out there have kind of given me some things to work on as well. So I will be back on Tuesday, hopefully with a head full of knowledge. Tuesday's that meeting at the hotel in DC, or actually it's in Arlington. So I'll come out of that meeting and do a quick video, kind of letting you guys know what's going on. Probably a lot of that stuff will get loaded to the app the same day, but just in case it isn't, I'll keep you guys in the loop. So everybody be safe out there, and I'll be talking to you later.